Number 69, Jonathan Paudu. Offensive lineman, with his parents, Yvonne and Robbie Paudu. Cody Frischers, member of the support staff, with his parents, Cynthia Rooney and Scott Frischers. Number 34, Will Fulham. Linebacker with his parents, Laurie and Michael Fulham. Number 13, Mark Gittleson. Quarterback with his parents, Carla and Gary Gittleson. Number 81, Blaine Guillory. Tight end with his parents, Mary and Clyde Guillory. Number 61, Alex Hassinger. Offensive lineman with his parents, Stephanie and Frank Hassinger Jr. Number 10, Brandon Hebert. Wide receiver with his parents, Christy and David Hebert. Number 15, Catherine Hughes. Wide receiver with his parents, Ingrid Smith Hughes and Patrick Hughes. Number 74, Nicholas Clem. Offensive lineman with his parents, Leslie and Ken Clem.
Works out pretty good, but I know. This is the only one. I wish you would have done every game here. I really like it. Yeah, I like it here.
What's a negative?
Really? That would be neat.
What?
Yeah, Curtis. I know Curtis wanted to play here. Not on TV, but we'll do them online. Yeah, so yeah, we'll do a few online. Well, that would be good. That would be good. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
all right, thank you,
yes,
Tim.
I do.
Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, man, thanks for keeping that. Thanks for keeping that stock for us too. Okay.
All right. Leah, are you on guest? Leah, can you hear Lynn? Can you hear Lenny?
Phone's on silent. Why does this keep falling on me, Thomas?
Really? You see this senior night right here, Brother Mark? Right, I started that.
Did you really?
Yes.
I'll be doing.
I had to convince Barry to do it. Because at first Barry said, no, we ain't doing that. I said, Barry, you should do it. And that's when I got the Jesuit. I tried to start it, and they said no.
Who said no? But don't even. I don't even want to guess, because I think I know who the answer would be.
Let me tell you. Correct. Right. That is correct. The bottom line is there are good traditions and there are bad traditions, right?
Yes.
Every one of these schools has them all. You know, no one school in the Catholic League has all perfect traditions, and every school in the Catholic League has ego issues when you try something new. And you know, I understood that when I went to Jesuit, of course, because obviously I went to school there. But I also had the privilege of seeing it happen when Frank Monaco was coaching there. And Frank was from the outside, so Frank wanted to start some things at Jesuit that were completely new. And he ran into tremendous amount of issues and pressure from administration and things of that nature. So I threw it out one time to Dave Morrow. I said, Dave, I'd really like to start senior night on our last home game. And he said, no, we don't do that. But I said, they do it in basketball and they do it in baseball. He says, but we've never done it in football. I said, okay. I just didn't push it. It's one of those things you just, you know, you pick and choose your battles like you do at every place you work, you know?
Yeah.
So that's that story. But I started it at Brother Martin. And they felt like it was a good idea, and they've kept it. You see the red helmets? Went back to the red helmets. Those are the same color I went back to, because Mark was gold, if you remember. He looked like Boston College. Mark did when he was there. Sanjay, he had gold helmets like Boston College.
Well, like Notre Dame.
No. That.
With the stripe.
Yes, with the red stripe.
Yeah. I remember that. That's right.
So when I got the job at Brother Martin, I had to find that the alumni were so upset of stuff and things of that nature. So I said, first thing I'm going to do to bring them back in the fold is bring back Bobby Conlon's red helmets. You know, it was a big hit. And then we beat Jesuit, and it was a big hit. And
Karl Bacher would never let Holy Cross put the HC on the side of the helmet. All he wanted was a number. He was like Bear Bryant. Just give me a number. I don't want anything else on it. He didn't even want the stripes, but they convinced him to put the stripes. Yeah, you're right. I mean,
but it's just traditions, you know, and some places are real weird about their traditions and just don't want to break it. I mean, every school's like that, you know. And I wanted to do the senior night at Jesuit. Couldn't get it through.
Wow.
See, I like the blue on the white, the blue pants on the white jerseys, but you got to have a blue helmet. I don't like the white helmet with it. I think it looks better white on white on white. Oh, yeah, you agree?
See, I used to like Tulane when they went white on white on white. Everything white on Tulane.
I like white on white, but I like the blue pants on a white jersey, but I like it with a blue helmet, not with a white helmet.
That don't bother me. The white helmet don't bother. It kind of looks like the old San Diego Chargers when they wore the white helmet, white jerseys, and at one time they wore gold pants.
And then I definitely didn't like the blue on blue with the white helmet. You look like a crayon.
Yeah. I don't like any time when it's unless it's white on white. I don't like any other color on color.
It's got to be dark on dark with a dark helmet. Because I really think I like Brother Martin's dark on dark on dark look. I think that looks really nice.
Yes. Auto Iris, hold on.
Was that it? Lenny, was that it? Was that it? That did it. That did it.
If I didn't Hey, man.
I saw him in that
Stand
lime.
and turn around just for a second.
I saw him in that lime green shirt.
He's just framing us up right here. If we got it. Look, if we do this, I'm going to be right at the edge of the blue. So if we got to step right
Simon
on the
says.
I'm on a red, you're on a white.
All right.
Okay. Sounds good. And here come the Blue Jays.
They look like Brigham Young.
Yeah. Tonight they're going to have to play like them. Leah.
It's a transfer.
A handoff, transfer, you're right. Look at that big TV and that thing over there. Oh, that's reflecting off the board out here. That's reflecting.
Yeah.
That's reflecting off the scoreboard into that glass.
I like how they're doing the starting lineups like that. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, me too. That's nice. That's neat.
That's big for the kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Well, it's big for the kids.
Eddie Allamore is the referee. Well, I think it's big
Eddie
for the
Allamore.
kids.
Yes, he is. First thing he asked me when he saw me was I going to yell at him tonight?
No, I said, okay, I did a college game last week. Let me just review targeting with high school to make sure I don't get mixed up tonight. And I said, Wade and I know the rules. We just want to explain it right. He says, oh, get out of here. Wade's a coach. He doesn't know the rules.
He said that?
Yeah.
Shit.
He says, tell him I busted his chops. That's Allamore.
Yeah. Cannot lead with the helmet. That's targeting.
Yes.
Can't lead with the helmet. It's off of the old spearing rule.
He said last night in the Rumble game, they had that game. He says he heard it. Pow! He turns around. Kid's out. He's out. He's cold cocked.
Rumble game or the
out.
Curtis game?
Curtis game. I'm sorry, Curtis game. And he's looking around and no flag. So he went to the crew and I said, dude, did no one see that? I heard it. My back was to it. I heard it.
Right.
How can you not throw a flag?
Play it right there in the maroon. That's Mike Pittman. Right.
Other members of the Coast Guard are Cadet Lieutenant Jacob Teague, Cadet Lieutenant Judy Grace, Stephen Rail, and Cadet Petty Officer 3rd Class William Spadal. The NJROTC program.
Notice Jesuit didn't put their crowd out in the outfield.
United States Navy retired. Chief Petty Officer Turkey Case, United States Navy.
senior night here for the Brother Martin Crusaders. You are looking at Trey and Bruce Jordan Swilling with their parents, and of course everyone is familiar with Mom and Pat Swilling, the former Saint, the former great college football Hall of Famer. Let's go downstairs to the third member of our broadcast team, Les East, on the field. Les?
Hi, guys. I'm down here by the north end zone, but as you can see behind me, I'm also by the left field foul pole, a visual reminder that Zephyr Field is, in fact, primarily a baseball stadium. Baseball's been played here for the last 20 seasons, but this fall is the first football season, and tonight's game is the 8th and final regular season installment of the Catholic League Football Series, though we understand there could be at least one more game here with the playoffs starting next week. Stay tuned for that. But the main thing is that this is another good venue for Friday night football, certainly something the Catholic League can use, and Zephyr Field has risen to the occasion, and here we are with the 8th and final game tonight. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you very much, Les. Jesuit won the toss, deferred to the second half, so they get set to kick it off to the very speedy wide receiver, Jeremy Singleton, or the great running back, Bruce Jordan Swilling, if the Jays do kick it deep. Jake Chenot to put that foot into the football, and we are underway. It'll be a squib kick. Short. Bobbled by the Crusaders. Loose on the turf, and the Blue Jays say they have it, and they do. The Blue Jays have the football. Recovered by Michael Hall.
Tell you what, they kicked a squib quick on the ground. Great coverage by the Jays right there as they fly down the field, block the proper people they need to up front, and they fall on the ball. Here's another good look at it right here. Fumble. Gets down on the ground, and you can see Michael Hall getting in there and falling on the ball. And I'll tell you what, that's a huge momentum swing right there for the Jays as they start off their first series on offense in great field position.
Denny McGinnis at quarterback, locked in a quarterback battle with Alex Watermeyer at the start of the season. Watermeyer had won the battle, but McGinnis got the call at the Holy Cross game, the 4th game into the season, and he has led this team to a fine record since. Again, winning 3 of the last 5, including the last 2 in a row. Connor Pruitt, the running back who dots the I, will get the handoff on first down. Pruitt hit at the line, bounces off the tackle, and then is driven down. Forward progress going to be very close to the 30-yard line, a gain of 1 yard. Our offensive key players to watch for the Blue Jays, including Connor Pruitt, who we just saw run the football, are some pretty good ones.
Here's the bottom line. As Connor Pruitt goes tonight for the Blue Jays, so goes the Jesuit offense. He had 6 TDs last week against Franklinton, tying school records and doing all types of great things in that backfield. But I tell you where it's going to be one tonight, Ken. It's going to be one up front on that line of scrimmage.
Play action to Pruitt, but no one to give it to for McGinnis, so he'll keep into the line, be hit and driven back. A gain of 1 more to the 30-yard line. Brother Martin's defense is led by a fine linebacker. He leads his team in tackles, Jabari Watts.
Jabari Watts, he is the Crusader leading tackler, and he comes into this game running sideline to make plays. He's got great athletic ability. Keep your eyes tonight on number 32 as he plays from sideline to sideline for that Crusader defense.
3rd down, 9 for the Blue Jays on this opening drive as they recover their own squib kick and now try to keep the drive alive. McGinnis from the gun, looks left, throws, and even if it's caught, it's way short of the first down. Incomplete pass, didn't get it. Intended for Ashton Loria.
Just not enough on the pass. They sprint out to the Blue Jay left. They move the pocket a little bit, trying to get Denny McGinnis out onto the edge, and he just didn't have enough muscle to get the ball out there.
Wade, 4-down territory. You're too far for a field goal, but probably too close to punt. You punt it into the end zone, you've only got a 10-yard reversal of the field. So they've got to go for it here on 4th down and 8 at the 30-yard line. McGinnis will work from the gun. Low snap, but he picks it up. Little toss over the middle, and this will be way short of the first down. And completed to Bryce Musso.
They hit Bryce Musso on a drag route underneath. It's a little mesh route between the wide receiver and the tight end, and coming up and making a great stick right there was number 24, making a great effort and a great tackle right there.
Now, good defensive effort to force the Blue Jays to turn it over on downs, and here comes the Brother Martin offense for the first time. John Paul Pierce. Well, what a job he has done at quarterback, replacing at the beginning of this year 3-year starter Jake Brogy. Was a little nervous to start the year out, was a little shaky, but has settled down into a fine quarterback that has led the Crusaders to a 4-game win streak, and they'll hand it off on first down to one of the top players, Bruce Jordan Swilling. Gain of 3, and of course you see John Paul Pierce and what he's done on the season. 1,614 yards, but more importantly, 19 touchdowns. Now, if you look at the 4 interceptions, Wade, 3 of those came in the Rummel game. So only 1 interception all year outside of the Rummel game.
Well, he's been on fire, and he adds another dimension to the Crusader offense besides just Swilling.
Second down, 7. Pierce will throw on this down, complete to Patrine Hughes. And Hughes has the first down on the completion, and there's your initial first down of this ball game.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, Ken. He adds another dimension. He can off of the run pass options as well as the zone reads. He can get the ball off of this play action fake right here and get it out to the boundary real quick and give a great dimension for that Brother Martin defense to attack the flanks, as well as he can throw the ball down the field vertically because he has that good of an arm.
Play action, then he'll throw a leaping catch by Singleton, and Singleton is across the 45 to the 46-yard line. He may have dropped that ball, but he got it back.
Again, off of play action. What they're doing here is they're counting the box and they're running run-pass options. What they're able to do is get the box the way they want it. It's going to give them the pass read, and they're going to throw the slant route out there to Singleton. Good look at Singleton right there. Is he a fantastic athlete? You're going to see him play both sides of the ball tonight, as well as punt return and kick return on special teams for the Crusaders.
He's one of the key offensive players that we'll keep an eye on. We'll show you those in just a moment. Second down, short. About 3.5, and this is just a push right up the middle, and the Jesuit defense rugby scrums him down for not much on the game. Bruce Jordan Swilling. Let's look at those offensive players led by Singleton and Bruce Jordan.
Well, obviously Bruce Jordan Swilling, we know he's one of the best running backs in the state. He's a Georgia Tech commit, and I tell you what, when he gets going, he is hard to bring down and hard to stop. They're going to have to win it up front tonight in order to get him going and that Brother Martin offense.
Picked Georgia Tech along with his brother Trey Swilling. Why? Because Dad went there. Pat Swilling was an All-American at Georgia Tech and a college football Hall of Famer.
I will say this, right now he's committed to Georgia Tech, but here's the deal. We all know that it's not going to end up being, it could end up being someplace else because the recruiting won't stop.
While they bring the chains out to measure, let's take a look at the Jesuit defensive key players who have the task of stopping Mr. Singleton and Mr. Jordan Swilling.
Well, I'll tell you what, the guy that's playing real well is in their secondary, number 41, Mac McMahon. He's the free safety. He is the rock in that Jesuit secondary. He not only does a great job as a safety, he does a great job on special teams too. Last week, he had a punt block as well as a scoop and score for a touchdown. He's an outstanding football player, along with Cameron Crozier, one of the best linebackers in the Catholic League, and Matt Freishers, defensive end.
Well, it came out just inches short, so it's third down for the Crusaders and a few inches. And, of course, whenever there's just a few inches to go, you do have Bruce Jordan Swilling, the power runner in the backfield. He's so hard to stop. He gets up to midfield, and that's enough for the first down. So that run will move the chains for Bruce Jordan Swilling.
They love to run the inside zone play right there. Muscle up with the offensive line, ram Swilling inside into those A-gaps, let him read it, either cut it back or keep it forward. Here's a good look at him with his numbers. He loves to run that inside zone play.
We saw 5 of those touchdowns against Carr in a game we broadcast earlier this year. You saw his totals last year, 2,062 yards rushing, and he's making a run at that this year, down to the 45-yard line for Bruce Jordan Swilling, and a gain of 5 on that play.
Bruce Jordan Swilling is also an outstanding linebacker, Ken. He, as a freshman and a sophomore, was played on defense was a great linebacker. Many colleges have recruited him as a linebacker. They move him back over to running back, and of course he's flourished over there to help that Brother Martin offense.
If he keeps the commitment to Georgia Tech, the Georgia Tech coaches say they would like him to play linebacker. They know he's got the speed. They know he's got the athletics ability. Here's an uncorked long down the sideline. It's pulled in by Patrine Hughes. Way down at the 15-yard line. A gain of 31. John Paul Pierce to Patrine Hughes.
Another run-pass option. They read the box. They throw the fade route. The box gives him the pass read, and he puts it right on the numbers. Here's a good look at it from the end zone. There's the fake. Look at this ball put right on the numbers by Pierce. Great catch, great throw. Brother Martin in business.
1st and 10. The handoff, nothing doing. Blue Jays were waiting for that handoff, and a loss of 2, nowhere to go for Swilling.
Great play right there by number 96, Matt Freeshirts, as well as 85, Josh Soviak. They really snuffed that one out on the outside zone stretch right there. Another staple of the Brother Martin offense, and it's one of the plays that Jesuit is going to have to do a great job against tonight in order to shut down number 9. Now, let me tell you, Jesuit's defensive line is outstanding. It's coached by a guy named Troy Bagley, who's probably one of the best defensive line coaches in the state, and they're always ready to play.
Pierce, 3 of 3, 47 yards, trying for 4 of 4, and he's got the completion to Joseph Parenti, rather. First down inside the 5-yard line, and John Paul Pierce is on fire. 14 yards on the pitch and catch.
Wide pop right there. The wide pop off the play action pass. The tight end takes an outside zone release, gets into the seam right into the middle of the secondary. Pierce puts it right on the number. Nice catch by Peretti.
1st and goal for the Crusaders. Jordan Swilling up the middle, and they'll stop him.
Great pursuit right there by the Jesuit defense. Getting off of blocks, coming up and sticking Swilling right in the nose, running that inside zone play again. They're going to have to be able to win the fight up front. I've said it about 3 or 4 times already tonight. It's Jesuit's defensive line against Martin's offensive line and vice versa.
Fresh starts on the bottom of that pile for the Blue Jays, and I think that maybe Swilling jumped a little too early. He leaped maybe a step too early on the last one, with Swilling behind him. Pierce hands it off, push forward, close but not in. Blue Jays making it tough for the Crusaders to get into that end zone.
That was the down I would have liked to seen some sort of play action right there. Fake the inside zone and boot it out and get onto the edge. John Paul Pierce does a great job running the football. He's got that added dimension of being able to run the zone reads in their offense. That would have been the play on 2nd down to see some sort of play action. Now it's forcing them into some sort of situation that they might run play action here on 3rd down.
Inside the 1. Bruce Jordan Swilling, power move right up the middle. Did he get in? Not yet. No sign from the officials. Jesuit clocked up the middle. Officials unstack the pile. He's short. 4th down and inches. What a goal line stand we're seeing right here by the Blue Jays.
I believe his knee got on the ground before the ball broke the plane. See, that would have been the added dimension right there on 2nd down, where there should have been some possible play action pass that would have really opened up that center of that Jesuit defense.
Let's see if it's Jordan Swilling for a 4th time. It is. He'll hurdle over the pile into the end zone. Touchdown. If you can't go through him, go over him. And Bruce Jordan Swilling for the 1st score tonight.
He timed his jump right perfectly right there. They came back with the same inside play, Swilling over the top, and they did a great job up front getting some sort of movement on that Jesuit defensive line that were trying to take out the knees of the Brother Martin offensive line. Swilling goes over the top of the pile for the 6.
Point after coming from Sam Walters. Placed down, kicked up, And the Brother Martin Crusaders have taken an early 7-0 lead over the Jesuit Blue Jays here at Zephyr Field in Metairie, Louisiana. Jordan Swilling over the top with the score. Let's take a look at our keys to victory, presented all season by Tachi Insurance in Laplace. Insurance is not for what will happen, but for what could happen.
I've made the statement already a couple times tonight. It's going to be one up front for the Jesuit Blue Jays on offense. And then on defense, they've got to stop the dual threat of John Paul Pierce. He brings that added threat to that Brother Martin offense. Brother Martin definitely has to block the box. They got to block all the guys that Jesuit's going to put inside the tackle box to stop number 9 tonight. And I tell you what, Brother Martin has one thing they've got to do: contain Connor Pruitt.
Matthew Beninati, who often likes to squib it himself, will kick it deep to the Blue Jays. And not much of a return, Marshall Lee. So with that, we will take a break. The Blue Jays on offense, trailing by a touchdown when we come back. So Brother Martin capped a 13-play, 73-yard drive in 6 minutes and 17 seconds to take this 7-0 lead. Connor Pruitt tries the middle, finds a seam, forces his way through it for some positive yardage before finally being brought down short of the 35, a gain of 5.
What a physical runner. He's going to run north and south. He's going to look for contact. You won't see Connor Pruitt much try to juke around, try to put a move on defenders. He's coming right through you. That's the type of football player that guy is. He is a workhorse. There's his numbers, great numbers on the year. As he goes is the way that offense is going to go tonight.
11 touchdowns, impressive on the ground for Connor Pruitt. 2nd and 5, play action. They went Wildcat with Michael Torrey faking the handoff, but did not fool the Crusader defense.
Well, you're going to see some of that tonight. They're going to go Wildcat some, put Torrey at the cornerback, fake Pruitt or fake Willie Robinson right there. They fake Willie Robinson and they run the quarterback counter, and it's all stacked up by crimson jerseys.
Torrey Jr. runs that Wildcat well, but it's 3rd down for the Blue Jays and 7. They were forced 1-2-3 punt after recovering a squib kick to start the game. Lots of time for McGinnis. He'll screen left side to Pruitt, bobbles it, cannot hold it, incomplete. Incomplete forward pass.
Covered well by the Crusaders on the screen. That's one of the things that Jesuit has done well this year is the dunk screen to Pruitt. You can see nothing but Crusader jerseys all over this. They snuffed this out from the beginning. They saw Connor Pruitt kind of sneaking out of the backfield with the sliding offensive lineman. They barrel downhill, break it up. Nice play by the Crusader defense.
That's 2 3-and-outs for the Blue Jay offense, who has to find a way to get things started. Big rush, and they caught the punter. And there comes the flag by Eddie Allamore, very late, but he threw it down, and Jesuit will keep this drive alive on a roughing the punter penalty.
Well, it could either be roughing or it could be running into. We're going to have to see how he calls it.
It was a late flag, so you're right. It might be running into, which would only be a 5-yard penalty.
That is correct. So you're either going to have a 5-yard running into, as you said, or it's going to be a 15-yard personal foul.
Eddie Allamore, our referee.
Defense, number 22. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So he runs into him, and they're going to move the ball 5 yards. They're going to punt again.
But it was only a 16-yard punt. So in effect, this helps the Blue Jays. Everybody's looking at the possible running into and roughing, but he just shanked that punt, and it went nowhere.
Well, now he gets a second shot at it, and now possibly he could put it out the end zone. But that's the protection rules of the Federation for a unprotected punter's leg.
Jake Chenove, the punter. High snap. Here comes the rush again. They almost got it. Chenove gets it off. It'll take a Blue Jay roll inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line. So we'll take a break. When we come back, Brother Martin has the ball for the second time in this first quarter, leading by a touchdown. Welcome back. Well, a 27-yard difference in punt yardage as they flip the field. Penalty flag thrown as they hand off to Brady Faust, who runs around the right side, but hold everything while they talk about this one.
Brady Faust is an outstanding athlete. He's got great speed. He does a lot of punt and kickoff returning too. Possibly somebody moved before the snap.
Legal formation. Offense, 5 men in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. We play first down.
Wipes out a 7-yard gain on first down.
Well, you can't do that. You might be able to do it in Canada. You can't do it here. Here's the deal. You got to have 7 on the line of scrimmage. Somebody lined up wrong. Negates a 7-yard gain. Mark Bernice is furious, and I would be too. I understand why. You got to be able to line up by week 10, Ken. That's the bottom line.
And we talked about in the open, what do you want to see out of your team in this game? Knowing you're in the playoffs, knowing the bye spots are not available, that's not one of the things rather you want to see.
You want to play a complete game, and you can't have crazy penalties like that. It takes away from your forward momentum.
Bruce Jordan Swilling on the counter gets the penalty yardage back. 5-yard gain.
They're bringing the jet sweep motion or the speed sweep motion across the formation, and they're countering back with the inside zone with Swilling right there. It's just an added little trick to try to get the defensive eyes on the motion coming across, because we know they got the jet sweep coming across. Now they hand it to Swilling. A little bit added dimension to the offense.
Don't you love the way Swilling finds the seam? However, contained in this game, as you saw the numbers, quick toss, catch, and stop. Nowhere for Jeremy Singleton. So that'll bring up now 3rd down for the Crusaders. 3rd and about 4.
John Paul Pierce elects to come out here to the one-on-one that he had with Singleton on Michael Hull and hit the slant route. Michael Hull did a nice job coming up and driving the ball and tackling right there on the spot to bring up 3rd down.
From the gun for John Paul Pierce, who injured his non-throwing wrist last week against Archbishop Shaw. With that, the clock has ticked down in the first quarter of play. We have played one here at Zephyr Field. Brother Martin and Jesuit, 1 touchdown scored, and it belongs to the Crusaders. After 1, Brother Martin 7, Jesuit nothing. Mark Sanji knows he's got to stop the Brother Martin Crusaders and get his offense in gear. It's been 2 3-and-outs in the first quarter for the Jesuit Blue Jays. Mark Bonice knows the importance of keeping this drive alive for his team. Play action, And then a toss batted down, almost picked off by Jacob Baxter.
Jacob Baxter jumps right into the seam for where they're trying to hit the wide pop. They hit that play earlier to get down to the goal line, so they come back with it again. You can see Baxter right here is going to open his hips, get right into the seam route, and almost pick that off. Great play by Jacob Baxter, the senior linebacker, 6'2", 210.
That was the first incompletion for John Paul Pierce, who was before that was 5 for 5 for 67 yards. Their catch called for by Ashton Loria and made successfully for the Blue Jays. If you're injured on Friday, the Oshner Sports Medicine Institute is open on both the North and South Shore for Saturday morning clinic. Oshner Sports Medicine, the region's most comprehensive sports medicine services. That was a 32-yard punt, and the Blue Jays start with good field position at their own 35-yard line, but they've got to find a way to keep a drive alive here.
It starts up front. They're going to have to make sure that they handle that up front, that Brother Martin defensive line on the line of scrimmage.
Connor Pruitt takes the direct snap in the Wildcat. He drives to the 40-yard line.
Well, if you notice, McGinnis lines up at quarterback and he motions out to a wide receiver position, and then they snap the ball to Connor Pruitt on the direct snap. A little bit different wrinkle. Hadn't seen that from the Jays so far this year. Brings up a little bit different wrinkle for him, a way to be able to possibly move a few of those crimson jerseys out of the box and open up some running lanes for number 20.
Alex Watermeyer is in at quarterback. Before that last play, Jesuit had 7 yards total offense on 7 plays. Watermeyer play action. Watermeyer, the taller quarterback, overthrows the intended receiver. Bryce Musso streaking down the field, well covered by Trey Swilling.
Watermeyer's going to be the future of the Jesuit offense, Ken. He's a 6'3", 200-pound, fantastic athlete, plays baseball. If I'm not mistaken, he's a catcher on the baseball team. He has an outstanding arm. He's got a great future the next year as a senior for the Jesuit Blue Jays. Right there, he just threw the counter boot a little bit too far over Musso's head.
And McGinnis is back in, so we thought maybe he was going to replace McGinnis with Watermeyer for a series of 2, but not so. McGinnis just had to go out for a play. Does. Look at the time for McGinnis. Plenty of time. Now he finally gets chased and throws incomplete. Almost got that ball to a receiver, but Jabari Watts made the play.
Well, Jabari Watts was introducing himself right there to Denny McGinnis. What a physical tackle. He comes up, he sticks his shoulder right into the ribs. Here's a good look at it. No place for Denny to throw the ball. Great coverage downfield by the Crusaders. He's trying to extend the play. Nice job, nice job. Hello. Jabari Watts tattoos him, brings up the 4th down.
Chenove into punt again. The last 2 came very close to being blocked. This time, not much of a rush, and Chenove gets good leg into the punt. And this will take a Blue Jay bounce inside the 10-yard line. A 51-yard punt to get the Blue Jays out of trouble. And with that, we'll take a break. The Brother Martin Crusaders with the football when we come back leading by a touchdown. We're back, the Crusaders. Try to move that football, but they'll do it carefully, deep in their own territory, inside the 10-yard line. John Paul Pierce with Jordan Swilling. The play fake to Jordan Swilling, and the long screen way out to Patrine Hughes. He catches it, gets a few, but not much. 3 on the play.
They swing it out into the wide receiver screen over there, and I tell you what, if he throws that thing backwards, Ken, he can throw it down the field. So look for that later in the game somehow being set up into a trick play as a lateral forward pass type of play.
A trained, big, tall basketball player. They said, we got to get this guy on a football team, and they did. He is not disappointed. Second down. There's the toss over to Joseph Parenti, and Parenti has the first down on a catch right over the middle. 1st and 10 for the Crusaders.
They come back to the wide pop off the play action pass. They hit Parenti right into the seam again. There's the play action pass. There's the wide pop right into the center. Great tackle right there by number 10, Evan Loria, coming from his safety position to come up and make a stick on Parenti. They're wearing out the wide pop simply because Jesuit's linebackers are concerned with stopping up and stopping the run. So it's taking them out of the seam right there, as Jesuit is also playing a too-high coverage.
And when you have someone like Bruce Jordan Swilling, you have to be concerned with that. Here comes the chase. John Paul Pierce running for his life, throwing on the run, overthrows, and it's almost picked off. Incomplete.
That was Chase Adamswitz chasing down John Paul Pierce, forcing him out of the pocket right there. Now you can see the athletic ability of John Paul Pierce extending the play, sprinting out to his right. His athletic ability and his feet allow him to be able to look down the field and still create a scramble type of situation. Almost completes the ball right here on the scramble drill to number 6, Brady Faust.
And number 3 is Jeremy Singleton. He plays both ways. He plays at the wide receiver spot and as a cornerback. Second down, 10. Good look at Singleton. Singleton again. And Singleton with the catch, but still short of the first down. Third down, and it'll be 5.
That was Michael Hull right there again on that run pass option by John Paul Pierce. Pierce hits Singleton on the slant route. What he does is he sails the ball a little too high. You do not want to leave your wide receiver's ribs wide open for that. Some corner's going to take your ribs out, and they're going to be eating them for barbecue the next day. You can't leave your receiver hanging out like that. He's got to get that pass down.
So Pierce will shift Swilling to his left. Play fake to him. Being chased. Throws behind Swilling, who makes a magnificent one-handed spinning catch. And then goes down. And I think he's still short of the first down. Too bad on a magnificent play like that.
Well, that shows his athleticism. What type of athlete is that young man, all right? Putting the pressure on right there was Perry Gacy, a sophomore on that Jesuit defensive line. Again, forcing John Paul Pierce to move the pocket and extend the play for the Crusaders.
Alfonso. Lots of pressure. He just got that one off. Loria tries to spin away and does from the first defender, but then is hit hard by the next 2. Live streaming of Prep Sports on SportsNola.com, presented by First NBC Bank, continues Saturday with a Division I second-round volleyball match between Hondale and Chappelle, with a trip to the quarterfinals at stake. Catch the Tigers and the Chipmunks Saturday at 1, live on Sports NOLA. A 40-yard punt by the Crusaders. We've seen some very good punting, and the only muffed punt, well, because of a penalty, the Jays had a second chance and ended up with a pretty good punt, a 36-yard punt out of that. So the Blue Jays, however, have the football and have to find a way to get that offense in gear.
Well, they got to get things going up front with that offensive line. Right now, that Brother Martin defensive line is kind of stymieing those guys. But that's Jesuit MOs, Ken. Jesuit MO is I'm going to pound the rock at you until we wear you down. That's what Mark Sanji likes to do. He likes to be physical up front and have a great running game behind it, and he's going to stay with his MO. That's where they have got them on this 2-game win streak. Connor Pruitt has gone off in the past 2 games, and he's trying to get him loose tonight. Good
look at Sanji right there, absolutely. Michael Torrey and the Wildcat will take the direct snap. Flag down. Play clock may have run down. Jesuit right now just 12 yards of offense, and they're still looking for their initial first down. Eddie Allamore, our referee. No foul.
I saw exactly what they saw. right offensive guard kind of turned around to get the call. He did not lift his hands off the ground. He was set, so they picked the flag up. Good, no call by the official.
Torrey out of the Wildcat, hands it off to Robinson. Now flags are down, and Robinson stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Matthew Alfonso doing some of the stuffing.
Holding. Offense, number 88. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
They got Marshall Lee on a hold, which is the tight end right out on the edge. Tell you what, Brandon Brown, number 24, came up and really laid a nice hit right there on the running back for Jesuit. He is playing great football so far tonight defensively. I think he's been hurt earlier in the year, and he's gotten himself back into shape, and they've got him back on the field tonight. He's an outstanding strong safety.
Only the third penalty of the game, the first on Jesuit. Here's the inside slant incomplete. Somebody got a finger on it, tipped, intended for Elijah Morgan.
That was number 42, Benjamin Chaplin, that got his hands up. He jumps up in the air with his huge, tall 5'8" frame, and he knocks that ball down. Look at this right here. Play action
bigger
pass.
than his size.
Look at this. Boom, right there. I think he's going to be going to the Crusader basketball team and saying, I need to play.
How's that elevation on that little guy? I like it. Second down forever. Hand off Connor Pruitt. He's got the penalty yardage back and is to the original line of scrimmage. And Crusaders say fumble, and they've got it. And the officials concur. It is a fumble. Big turnover in the game. And Brother Martin has it deep in Jesuit territory.
Connor Pruitt fighting for extra yards. Just didn't get it locked away very well. Got it ripped out as he was going down. Usually not a contact fumble. Let's see what we've got here. He has it high and tight right there. Not a really good look at it right there, but it looked like it got ripped out. A hand got inside his arm and pulled that ball out, and it puts the ball on the ground in a tough situation for Jesuit. Great situation for the Crusaders.
The 9-yard gain by Connor Pruitt was the biggest gain of the night for the Jesuit Blue Jays, and gets lost because of the fumble. 1st and 10, Crusaders inside the 30-yard line. A run up the middle. No, oh, a good fake. John Paul Pierce still has it. No, lost football, fumble, and picked up. It was stripped and picked up by the Blue Jays. Chase Adamsowitz.
Chase Adamsowitz comes up with the ball. I don't know if he's the guy that stripped it, but somewhere inside that pile there was a strip on Swilling, and we know Adamsowitz right there. A good look at him right there in the video going off on the sideline. Comes up with the ball.
Another look at this one as we go to break. The strip, and Jesuit needed a big break, and they get it. We'll look at it when we come back. Blue Jays with it on first down. Denny McGinnis to throw long down the right sideline. An attempt at a one-handed catch by Loria just misses.
Tell you what, Jeremy Singleton's all over that. As he's saying, nah, no way right there. And I tell you what, there was no way. Great coverage, foot for foot right there with Loria off the play-action pass. I like how Jesuit comes out and tries to stretch it vertically right there. But I tell you what, one of the better defensive backs in this city, if not the state, is Jeremy Singleton.
Singleton's got speed. He can cut on a dime. He can stay with the receiver. He's as good a defensive player as he is a wide receiver. Torrey, right side, pulled down from behind and stopped by Cameron Duplancher.
Torrey runs the outside zone right there for the Jays. Not far to go. Cameron Duplancher does a great job fighting off the block, fighting to the outside, not getting hooked, and bringing down the running back for only a short gain.
All right, here go the Blue Jays again. Third down, 10. They've got to keep this alive.
Good look at it on the stretch right there. You see Duplancher getting off the block right there and doing a great job pulling down Torrey as they're trying to run the outside zone stretch.
Torrey stands next to McGinnis, who has to play from the sideline. Calls it at the line. 3rd and 10 to keep the drive alive. Loria with the catch, and he is just tackled immediately. It's down again. Did he lose? No, flags are down. Flags are down. Hold everything.
Block in the back. Offense, number 66.
Wow.
Penalties decline. 4th down.
Penalties are going to be declined. It's going to bring up 4th down. Cameron Mayo out there on the wide receiver screen trying to get out there to block the corner. Got his hands on the back of the defender. They're going to call that every time. Got to keep your hands inside or it's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
Mark Sanji chagrin over the fact that his Blue Jays in 4 attempts have yet to convert a 3rd down into a 1st down. Good Chanove punt. Brady Faust trying to run with it. How does he escape? Wow, Brady Faust just magical in his ability to escape and make something out of what could have been a disaster. Time now for Traditions presented by Joseph A. Bank. The new tradition since 1905 with locations downtown in Metairie and in Mandeville. Baseball stadiums hosting high school football is not new in New Orleans. 2 stadiums still in place today. Kirsch Rooney and Wesley Barrow were built for baseball, but also hosted football games in the fall. Kirsch Rooney's last season of football was 1989.
Well, I feel like I'm in Oakland Alameda Coliseum right here, Ken. I don't know the naming rights and all of that thing to the stadium. I just know as a kid I watched a few baseball games in there for the A's, and this is kind of a nice look from that standpoint.
Real grass, hey, a little mud like the playgrounds. It's fun. And here comes Singleton. Singleton with a little razzle-dazzle to midfield.
Tell you what, they do a great job blocking the force on this jet sweep right here. Can't see it in the picture, but the wide receiver out here really does a great job. You can see him locked on right there. That was number 15 doing a great job. Pattern Hughes blocking that corner. Nobody set the edge for the Blue Jays, and Jeremy Singleton has all day to run on that jet sweep. You got to have the corner get off the block, come up and set the edge.
And Singleton has so much speed to make that happen. Timeout. So while the teams talk about it, let's stay here and go downstairs to Les East on the field and talk a little bit more about baseball and football stadiums, or football and baseball stadiums.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Cookie Rojas, the Senior Vice President and General Manager of the New Orleans Zephyrs. Here we are in a baseball stadium, but it's a football night. Tell us how it's gone football season-wise for you guys here at Zephyr Field.
Just told the staff today, it's been a fantastic season for all of us here. It's been great for the community. It's been great for the organization. We're very excited. Very, very, very good season.
Now, I know not too long ago, y'all had a very successful concert with Mumford & Sons. Concerts have been a big deal at Zephyr Field for a long time. Y'all are always looking for creative events. What signature type events do you have in the works for the future?
Well, we plan on making this a 3-season destination, and right now we're negotiating with 2 major acts to perform concerts here next year. Our goal is eventually to do 5 concerts annually. We've got a glow run tomorrow night. We're expecting about 7,000 runners to do a 5K for charity tomorrow night. And we're working right now to hopefully someday, we're looking to continue this series, hopefully the next couple of years, and we'd like to ultimately have high school baseball championships here.
Now, y'all are also going to have a long-awaited announcement coming up on November 15th, the name change for your baseball team. If you want to make news here tonight, feel free, but I understand if you want to wait till the 15th. But just tell us about that whole process and what it might mean for the name of the stadium as well.
That's a great point. We had a list of over 4,000 names that were submitted to us, and we were able to whittle it down to the last 7, and now we're down to the last 3. And it's been the input of our season ticket holders, group leaders, corporate sponsors, and also community leaders. And we're looking forward to the 15th to make the big announcement. As far as the stadium, we're still making sure that we figure out what we want to do with the name of the stadium. So that's going to be probably something that we bring out maybe after the new year, after we sit down and huddle up and see what we're going to do then.
Okay, thanks a lot, Cookie Rojas. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Les. Glad he didn't make you take infield out there.
And
Thanks,
he didn't
Cookie.
give away the name. I thought we were going to get the name out of him. Les was really working him hard.
Couldn't get that either. An 8-yard run by John Paul Pierce at quarterback with a great block from Patrine Hughes, and then the pass for a first down to Brady Faust. New set of downs for the Crusaders. Fake to Swilling. Keeper by Pierce. And Pierce has 3 on the left side.
That's the added dimension I said that he brings to this offense. He gives you another running back in the backfield. When you have to defend the quarterback as another running back, it really puts pressure on your defense. You can see it right here off the fake. They wrap the guard around. He should have stuck up into that hole. He gets out there and has nowhere to go, and setting the edge real nicely there was the cornerback for Jesuit, number 45, Christian Marks.
Good rushing numbers, including 2 touchdowns rushing for John Paul Pierce. There's that shot over the middle, and it's intercepted. Cameron Crozier, Rick's son, with the pick, who almost did the same thing he did in the Holy Cross game. Got the same kind of pass, interception over the middle. In the Holy Cross game, he was able to return it 15 yards for a touchdown. Here he's too far away, but a big play for the Blue Jays when they needed it.
That brings back the flashback. That's why you said Rick Crozier from your Tulane days. Yes, that's right. His son, Cameron Crozier, who's an outstanding linebacker right there. They run the wide pop again. They're wearing it out, but the tight end bent himself into the path of the linebackers. The linebackers opening his hips up to get underneath the ball. Gets the big pick right there, Cameron Crozier. Rick would have loved it. Rick would have loved it. He would have heard his name over television again.
Second interception this year for Crozier. Flags at the snap of the football.
Dead ball. False start. Offense number 14. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Each team has fumbled once and lost it, and the Blue Jays get the interception, so they've got one more turnover working in their favor. Now they have to move that ball down the football field, still looking for their initial first down.
Well, you can't get that first down by having a wide receiver in week 10 moving out there on the line of scrimmage. He should be looking in at that ball. When the ball moves, he moves.
That's why you saw the expression on Mark Sanji's face.
You should have seen my expression.
I did. And that's exactly what made me look down at Sanji's. Ashton Lorio with the catch.
Nice defense right there by Ashton Merritt, getting out there and covering up Lorio as he's running the flat route off the bootleg action by Denny McGinnis. Good catch by Lorio right there, but right on it was Ashton Merritt.
All right, so they get the penalty yardage back. Second down, 10 for the Blue Jays.
There's another look at the bootleg right there, getting out to throwing to the flat route out there to Lorio, but you also see the great defense and the catch and the coverage by Merritt.
Sophomore Willie Robinson, as the running back with McGinnis, will take the handoff, cuts back into the line, and is pushing forward. Gets 4 yards out of what could have been nothing to set up a third down for the Blue Jays and 6.
Well, the Crusaders are selling out on the running back, Pruitt, obviously. They're not even honoring McGinnis right here. You can see 24 coming down the line, selling out. McGinnis pulls that ball out. He could be running till next year. But they're really not honoring that run fake. They're hammering down hard on Pruitt.
3 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen on third down 6 to keep the drive alive. Robinson, the running back. Here's the slant in, tipped and picked off by Ashton Merritt. It's tipped first, and then it falls into the hands of Ashton Merritt for the pick.
That's Benjamin Chaplin that tips the ball right into Merritt's hands. Here's your good look at it right here. Slant route, there's the tip, and there's your pick.
By virtue of the interception, Crusaders have the football. Play fake to Bruce Jordan Swilling. Here's a long shot for Singleton in and out of his hands. He was right there at the goal line, and that was oh so close. Good coverage, but Singleton could have pulled it in.
Jesuits too high coverage. Matt McMahon supplying the coverage from the safety position, getting on top of the vertical route by Singleton, doing a great job covering it up. You had the corner underneath the vertical. You had the safety across the top of the vertical coming from his safety position. Nowhere for the receiver to catch the ball.
Singleton, 5-star receiver. Houston commit. They know they've got a great one. And Singleton. Here goes Singleton again. Penalty flag down. And let's sort this one out. John Paul Pierce, 10 of 14 for 93 yards and the 1 pick.
He has been playing well in the past few weeks, and I know that he's got a great look going
Blocking
into
the
the
backs.
playoffs.
Offense, number 6. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Well, they got to back it up 10 yards because of the block in the back from the spot of the foul, and that's going to put them way behind sticks. That's going to put them off of schedule. It's going to bring up second and, oh my goodness, what's that, about 20, 22, 23, 22?
Listen, if you've got to go into calculus, it's way too far for the first down.
I failed that class.
Yeah. Wow. 22. Second and 22.
There weren't many math classes I passed. I did everything in 10 yards.
That's why we have Tommy Cooper up here. He's the mathematician, the statistician and mathematician. Play fake. Pierce just gets rid of it quickly because there was nothing open, so he dumps it off to Jordan Swilling. Brought down right there by Cameron Crozier.
How do you like the way right there John Paul Pierce just flicks the ball right there to get rid of it and to extend the play? Tell you what, there's a good look at Cameron Crozier right there on the season. 108 tackles. He leads the team, 7 sacks. He is a fine football player.
12 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, both when we're doing. He wants us to do every Jesuit game. He every time we do a game, he gets a pick.
Well, I got news for you. He plays like that and has been playing like that all year. He had a block last week against Franklinton on a punt. 1 of 2 in that night.
John Paul Pierce going long under throws. Patrine Hughes streaking deep, well covered by Michael Hull, rather.
I'll tell you what, great coverage right there. I like how Brother Martin is stretching the field vertically. They're trying to make sure that they loosen the box a little bit to get their running game going. John Paul Pierce has a rifle. You can see a nice job there by Evan Lauria, step for step with Patrine, making sure Patrine Hughes is covered. Great coverage by Jesuit. Great play selection. I like the play call by the Crusaders.
Have to punt it away. Big rush by the Crusaders. But Alfonso got the punt off. And it'll go out of bounds at the 22-yard line. A 24-yard punt. 1:39 to play in the half. Want to keep well this school year? Come and get your flu shot today at MHM Urgent Care with locations across southeast Louisiana, including 7 in New Orleans and Jefferson Parish. Let MHM Urgent Care keep you healthy and safe.
Jesuit's got to get something going here. They got 1:39. They've got all 3 timeouts left. They've got to try to get something on the clock. 70.
First down
yards
would
away.
be good. It's been 4, 1, 2, 3, and punt. 30 yards of offense for the Blue Jays until this pass. They just added a few more to it. Alex Watermeyer in at quarterback makes the throw, and he hits Bryce Musso for the catch.
That's what Watermeyer brings to the game. He's going to bring a live arm. He's a taller quarterback, 6'3", 200 pounds. Like I said, he's going to bring a live arm to the game, and he's going to be able to throw the ball a little bit. Nice stepping back into the pocket, 1, 2, 3. It's Musso right over the center for a huge pickup.
14 yards on that pickup to be exact. Watermeyer stays with the air game, tosses it incomplete. Couldn't hold it over on the right side was Willie Robinson.
Everything covered downfield. Watermeyer checks off to his swing back out of the backfield. Just overthrew him a bit and put it into the boundary. Going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Watermeyer had won the starting job, kept it for the first 4 games. Jesuit was 2-2 going into the big Holy Cross rivalry. Mark Sanji said, let's go with Denny McGinnis just to see if we can jumpstart this team, try something new. McGinnis wins and keeps the starting job until tonight when we see much more of Watermeyer. And Watermeyer on the toss That's complete. Far side to Ashton Loria.
Ashton Loria runs a stop route right on the boundary. Put it in on the money was Alex Watermeyer. Nice throw, nice catch. It's going to bring up third and manageable for the Jays. This is where they want to be all night long. They can't be in third and longs. Another look at it again right there. You can see Ashton Loria covering up that ball in the contact area, making sure he doesn't put it on the ground.
And you can see the Crusaders trying to strip it. There's a catch down low by Ross Talbot.
Ross Talbot, a tight end. They're running mesh routes underneath, basically commonly called Y mesh. He's underneath the Z receiver on top of him. They're in hurry-up offense. Nice catch right there by Talbot.
Well, they got the first down again, and this time Watermeyer's going to take the shot downfield, but not close to his intended receiver.
That's the difference in a quarterback that hasn't been doing a lot of playing all year long. He's coming out with a fresh arm. He's got a lot of shot and gunpowder in that arm. You can see the replay, great protection. He steps up and just uncorks this thing, but it is totally uncatchable. Can't even hit the receiver in stride right there. But he's got a strong arm. He's got to learn how to contail that in if he's going to stay on that field tonight. He can throw the football and hit receivers in routes.
Singleton's on defense. Watch Colin Cullivan also. And the Jays will keep it on the ground with Robinson for a few. Timeout called as we are under 30 seconds to play in the first half. The Jays need to talk about this one.
Good look at the run right here. It's an outside zone sweep, and you can see Willie Robinson cutting it up field, picking up nice yardage. Great tackle right there by number 32, Jabari Watts, the fine linebacker from Brother Martin. Timeout Jays as they consider what they're going to do on this third down.
If the Blue Jays can't find the end zone, Jake Cheneau has a good leg. He's got 40-yard plus range, and he's already kicked a 41-yarder earlier this year, so they would have to get it at least to at the 25-yard line to allow him to kick from the 31 or a little bit further than that. Next on WHNO, we'll have live Southland Conference football as the Central Arkansas Bears head to Texas to take on the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks. Stay with us for more football next on WHNO TV 20. Third down for the Blue Jays. 27 seconds. First half action remaining. Alex Watermeyer replacing Denny McGinnis at quarterback to try to jumpstart the offense. And it's a catch by Cullivan.
Cullivan does a nice job getting separation on the man coverage. Brother Martin goes to man coverage, and Watermeyer puts it right on the money.
First down. So Cullivan being inserted into the game, has sure hands, and is making some catches, but the clock is running. We're down to 15, 14, 13. Whistles blow. Time called. Brother Martin.
Tell you what, they let a lot of clock run off of there. I just really can't believe Jesuit might have not used another one their timeout. They used 10 seconds at that point. Good look at Mark Sanji on the boundary. Right there, talking things over with his crew upstairs. A lot of time runs off that clock. I don't know if I like that clock management too well.
Maybe he thought the play went out of bounds and didn't realize the clock was still running.
Well, the clock stops. I mean, you first thing you got to do is, and I know Mark will tell you, you got to have to look up and look at that clock. You're either going to start screaming, was he out of bounds, not out of bounds? But you should see the signal by the line judge over on the boundary to wind the clock that he is in bounds, not the hands over your head waving him that the clock stops. So you got to get your play on the field, or you got to call a timeout right there and try to conserve right there. It cost them 10 seconds.
Yeah, they lost about 9 seconds, but with 10 seconds, you at least have 2 shots at the end zone if you'd like to take it. You got first down, and depending on how long a play takes, you may get 3 out of this, but that would be a stretch. You've got the strong-armed junior quarterback, Alex Watermeyer. Big 6'3" frame, can see over the rushers. He's got a man right in the middle, caught by Elijah Morgan. But he's in the middle of the field. The clock will stop while they move the chains. 4 seconds left Here comes the field goal unit out on the team, on the field rather.
Jesuit calls timeout right there like they should. They get it into field goal position. Great catch by Elijah Morgan right there. 4 seconds left on the clock, and it'll set up this field goal.
17-yard gain on that pass completion. Ball at the 28-yard line, so if they place it down, or 23 rather, 23-yard line, should be about a 40-yard field goal, and again, Chenove has already kicked the 41-yarder. So this is within his range. Kicking it off the grass, not on the other side of the field where it might be a little more exciting, kicking it off the dirt.
I mean, you got to take that
into
effect.
Infield. Yeah,
I mean,
you do.
I'm sure Sebastian Janikowski does that in Oakland too. I mean, you don't want to kick off of dirt. You're going to want to kick off of grass, and that's very important for this field goal setup for the Jays.
This is a 55-yard drive that took 8 plays, and as little offense outside of this drive as the Blue Jays have been able to muster in this first half. If Chenove can hit this field goal to go in only 4 behind would be amazing. He's got a lot of leg. It is good. How about Jake Chenove?
Well, the Jays get on the board right there. Great field goal by Chenove, but it started with a great snap and a great hold right there. He gets the ball up and away. Outstanding kick by Jake Chenove to put the Jays on the board.
A 40-yard field goal by Jake Chenove makes this a 7-3 ball game at halftime. Brother Martin leading the Jesuit Blue Jays. Back with our halftime show. The Jesuit Band is performing here at Zephyr Field at halftime, where the Brother Martin Crusaders are leading the Jesuit Blue Jays by the score of 7-3. Ken Berthelot, along with Wade Kaiser, Leslie's down on the field, and what a first half. We saw defense dominate, but coming into this game, we thought we were going to see a lot, heavy doses maybe, of Bruce Jordan Swilling for the Crusaders and Connor Pruitt for the Blue Jays. What happened?
Well, you know, they both put the ball on the ground one time. I don't know if they're in the doghouse. I don't think so, all right? Brother Martin's spreading the ball around a little bit. They have the athletes that they can put it into the wide receiver's hands, the quarterback's hands, the tight end's hands. They can spread the ball around a little bit. Connor Pruitt needs to get going behind that offensive line. We haven't seen him really getting going yet. I think we'll see that in the second half.
Well, some great highlights to look at. Some of them are turnovers, but we start off with the Crusaders driving down, and Jordan Swilling goes over the top, touchdown, 7-0 on fourth down.
And then it comes back on a pick right here by Cameron Crozier, getting into the way of the tight end's lane and getting a great pick.
Then Ashton Merritt with a tip drill pick. The tip was by Chaplin. And then Jesuit finally on the last drive gets a 40-yard field goal by Jake Chanove, and it's 7-3 at halftime. As we look at the stats, I think what stands out is Jesuit 87 total yards, but look at as a matter of fact, of that, 55 of them came on that last drive.
Right, but look at those rushing yards, as you said, Ken, 44-29. Brother Martin and Jesuit love to rush the football. That is their the way they do things offensively. That's their mode, and look where they are right there, 29 for Jesuit, 44 for Brother Martin. I think we're going to see that change in the second half.
First downs.
Pound the rock.
First downs equal the score.
Look at the first downs equal the score. Look at that. But tell you also, 3 turnovers, 2 turnovers. You can't have that the rest of the game.
And
turnover game's got to change.
Yeah, all 3 Jesuit first downs came on that very last drive that wound up with the field goal. At halftime, 7-3, Brother Martin leading Jesuit. Back to start the second half right after this. the third quarter of play. Brother Martin leads Jesuit 7-3. Let's go downstairs to Les East, who talked with the coaches.
Well, guys, both coaches kind of felt the same way about the first half. Happy with their defenses, not quite so happy with their offenses. Jesuit coach Mark Sanji said he will start Alex Watermeyer at quarterback to start the second half. He liked the spark that he gave the offense during that field goal drive right before halftime. He says his defense is on the field too much, though. They need to change that in the second half. Mark Bonice, or Brother Martin, said he likes the way his defense is playing, and the offense should have taken better advantage of the opportunities it was given. So both of them looking for better execution on the offensive side of the ball. Back to you, Ken.
Thanks, Les. And, of course, Jesuit had won the toss and deferred, tried a squib kick, and Brother Martin fumbled it. Jesuit recovered it, and we're taking a look at.
Right. Well, you know, the thing that they've had to make some adjustments in at halftime. So I'm sure we're going to see some of those coming out right at the beginning of the third quarter on each team.
So a short kick, kind of a low sky kick, recovered by or called for a fair catch by Noah Baquet, will give the Blue Jays the football with pretty good field position at their 26-yard line. Alex Watermeyer in the first half coming off the bench to spark the Blue Jays on that final drive of the first half, 5 of 7 for 50 yards. He's got to continue to throw that ball vertically, right, Wade?
They're going to have to stretch the ball down the field a little bit, and I know that what Mark Sanji sees that right now, and that's going to open up the running game for Connor Pruitt, like you see right there.
Connor Pruitt, who has not run the football since he fumbled it, runs it now, but a flag is down. This one might be coming back.
Holding. Offense, number 63. 10-yard penalty. First down.
They got the center, Richard Bisselman, on a hold right there. Can't have that. They crack off a nice 8-yard, 7-yard run right there, and it's coming back on a holding penalty. Puts them off track behind the chains, as I've always talked about. Now it's first and a long way for a first down.
If you're a Blue Jay fan, you're just happy to see Connor Pruitt run the football. He hadn't run the ball since his fumble, but neither has Bruce Jordan Swilling run the football for the Brother Martin Crusaders since he put it on the ground back in the first half.
Right. All right, without snapping the ball, they get 5 of it back.
So Eddie Allamore, give it finale. Eddie Allamore take it away and give it again.
Right.
Yes.
Well, you talked about Swilling, Ken. They've got to get him going if Brother Martin's going to win this football game. They're going to have to get the ball in his hands running downfield some. They've got all the other weapons, but he is their bread and butter.
Watermeyer gives to Pruitt, who will try the center. It's been tough going there for both teams all night. Pruitt churns out a few yards up the middle. But that brings up second down 9.
You can see it's the inside ISO play right there to Pruitt, who drives it up inside to pick up a few, and he's met hard by a couple of Crusader jerseys, led right there by number 1, Ashton Merritt, stepping up in there and making a nice play.
Mark Bonice, proud of his defense, looking for a big stop right here on second down to put the Blue Jays in third down and long, but he's facing a different quarterback, one he didn't prepare for. Watermeyer, the thrower, down low, incomplete, intended for Musso. Too low.
That's a little too low. Had the receiver open, he puts it on the ground at his feet. You got to be able to hit the receiver wide open. I know he would love to have that one back. Good look at it right there. Yeah, actually, that should possibly been caught. It's right at his knees. So, we get a second look at it from our vantage point. We can see it better on the replay. He should have caught that. I would be on a receiver. If it hits you in your hands, catch the football, son. That's exactly what I would have told him.
Because by not catching it, it brings up third down and 9. Watermeyer on the scramble, throws too high. It's intercepted. Coming back the other way, Matthew Alfonso, flag down. Alfonso on the run, right side, will take it to the end zone, or close to the end zone. Hold everything. A flag, as we said, is down back at the 30-yard line. So this one is coming back.
Well, it came during the return, so it's going to be an interception. They're just going to probably mark off holding or a block in the back from that particular foul.
During the return, block below the waist, number 42. 15-yard penalty, first down, Brother Martin.
High school football, you can't block below the waist anywhere on the field during a change of possession. Watch the ball sail right there. It looks like Alex Watermeyer lowers his elbow a little bit and really doesn't get across the top in his throwing motion. So thus, with a lower elbow, the ball's going to sail. And then you can see Matthew Alfonso picks it off, takes it on to the other side of the field. It's going to be negated by the chop block or the block below the knees. But I tell you what, Alfonso, that's his 4th interception on the year for the Crusaders. He's the 2nd leading tackler. He is an outstanding defensive back for the Crusaders.
3 turnovers each way. And the Crusaders have it on the Blue Jays side of the 50. They'll put it into Bruce Jordan Swilling's hands, who breaks some tackles, and he'll run down the sideline. Jordan Swilling steps out of bounds before getting into the goal, or into the end zone. He stepped out.
I'll tell you what, that shows the strength of Swilling right there as he breaks arm tackles of the Blue Jays and sprints down the boundary. Big, strong running back. That's what a lot of college like about him as the running back, because he can run through tackles.
Bruce Jordan hadn't touched the football in the final 7 minutes and 22 seconds of the first half, except for one quick 3-yard gain on a short pass play. That was after he had put it on the ground. And you and I were talking at halftime. You made the statement, Wade, that Bruce Jordan Swilling's got to bust loose for the Crusaders if they're to come back and win this football game.
Well, they had to get him going, and they did get him going right there on that sweep.
Bruce Jordan Swilling again tries the middle, and the Blue Jays stack him up and push him back inside the 5-yard line. Blue Jays had a valiant goal line stand on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down early in this game before Bruce Jordan Swilling from the 1-yard line, or the half-yard line, dove over the Jesuit defense into the end zone. But outside of that, he was shut down in the first half before breaking through for that 43-yard run. Thumbs up, he says. I'll take it to the end zone. Crusaders trying to pad the 4-point lead over the Blue Jays. John Paul Pierce will hand to Bruce Jordan Swilling, and again, a lot of white jerseys there, and they deny Bruce Jordan the end zone.
Well, they handed off inside on the inside zone game and trying to muscle up right there on the Jesuit Blue Jays. Jesuit has been doing a nice job down there inside the red zone to stack things up. You might look for Jordan Swilling to go across the top again like he did back in the first series earlier in the ball game.
Yeah, it took him 3 downs to get it to the half-yard line and then just let Jordan Swilling go over the top. Once again, Bruce Jordan Swilling, this time a big hole, and he'll bust through it into the end zone for a Brother Martin touchdown. Bruce Jordan Swilling, his 2nd TD of the evening.
When he gets his shoulder pads north and south, he's hard to stop right there. He gets his shoulder pads north and south on the inside zone game, and he just squirts right on in there. Nobody there to stop him. Second score on the night.
All set up by the interception by Matthew Alfonso, and you see a happy Bruce Jordan Swilling. He made that long run look easy. That's how talented he is. Sam Walters, and he will miss the extra point wide to the right. It was short and wide right.
Tell you what, he must have just missed that ball. He didn't get all of the ball, or he might have hit the tee or something. Could have.
A penalty flag is down.
Holding during the try on the defense, number 33. Half the distance, retry to kick.
Redemption for Sam Walters.
Okay, I've got one question. I'd be screaming right now. How do you hold on a block from the standpoint that there's no receivers releasing into routes? I don't get that,
Good
Eddie
question.
Alomar. I'm sorry. I don't get that one.
Maybe we can see it if we take another look. Anyway, the second try is a good one. Jordan Swilling. If there's a seam, he usually finds it, and he does for a touchdown, his second of the night. Beninati to kick off for the Crusaders. It'll be a sky kick short. Fair catch called for. And this gives us an opportunity to look at the Division I power ratings heading into the final week of the season. John Curtis right up at the top, but look at where Brother Martin and Jesuit are.
Well, whatever the outcome is tonight between Brother Martin and Jesuit, I don't think this is going to jostle this too much. You got John Curtis, Scotlandville, and Catholic are going to probably get their buys. They're not going to change. St. Paul's Evangel, Brother Martin, Rummel, St. Aug, Jesuit. You're going to probably look next week, and I'm no authority on this, but if I was a betting man, you'd probably look at Jesuit and St. Aug in the next round, in the first round of the playoffs.
Wildcat to Michael Torrey, and Torrey can't find much room on the left side. He's gang tackled.
This is about the fourth or fifth time we've seen the Wildcat part of the Jesuit offense. They've been doing this all year, bringing Torrey in. He's fine running back. He gets stacked up right there by the Crusader defense on a sweep to his left. Nowhere to go.
DePlancher with the tackle, a 2-yard gain for Torrey. Second down, 8. And the Blue Jays need to find a way to muster up some offense. Watermeyer is the quarterback. He will hand off Pruitt. Pruitt hit as soon as he hits the line of scrimmage and tries to just push forward for another yard or two. But the rushing yards are coming at a price.
Well, Brother Martin's stacking the box in there. They're putting 7 and 8 men at a time in that box trying to shut down Connor Pruitt. We said one of the keys to the game for the Crusaders was they had to contain Connor. And so far they've done that tonight. When Connor Pruitt has broken loose, either there's been a penalty and it's been called back, or he put the ball on the ground in the first half.
Well, after the last series, Pruitt was not even to the 30-yard mark in rushing yet. Watermeyer in trouble. Watermeyer caught as he ran into a crowd of players and goes down in the hands of Matthew Clapp.
There's that name, Matthew Clapp, the longtime Clapp brothers and father who played at Brother Martin. One starting now up at LSU. Will have a big ball game tomorrow night from his offensive line position. Nowhere to go. Watermeyer need to get rid of that ball. He just didn't need to take the sack. Everything's covered down the field. Throw it over somebody's head, get rid of the ball, and come back and play the next down.
Yeah, I'll tell you what Daddy Tommy had to say about the LSU Tiger-Alabama game coming up, and we'll do that after this punt and after this break. Brady Faust near the 20-yard line, hit and dropped, fighting his way back to the 25. So with that, we'll take a break. We are in the third quarter, 6.5, but just a little bit more than that to play. Crusaders up 14-3. Third quarter. Bruce Jordan Swilling. They're trying to get him going. And look how hard he is to bring down. It takes 2-3 people sometimes to bring him down. Perry Gansey finally finished him off, but had a lot of help.
Tell you what, it started
throwing back for a yard loss.
It started with Jacob Baxter coming up, not taking the fake on the counter look, coming up and setting the edge and allowing the rest of his teammates to get there to make that play. Great job by Jacob Baxter, the fine linebacker for the Jesuit Blue Jays.
2nd down, 11 for the Crusaders. Play fake to Bruce Jordan Swilling. Keeper by Pierce, and he cut back into the line. He gets the lost yard back and no more. Let's go downstairs to Les with a guest. Lesties, take it away.
Thanks, Ken. I'm here with Ryan Gallagher, who's a dual threat at Brother Martin, assistant principal for discipline, but also the cross-country coach for the Crusaders. We know the football playoffs start next week, but we're well into the cross-country playoffs. Tell us how the Crusaders did earlier today in the regional meet.
Well, we won the regional championship this afternoon in City Park. Our kids are running really well. We won the district championship last week, and the state championship's in 11 days. So we're looking forward to getting on the bus and taking a shot at the state title.
And putting on your other hat, of course, open house is next Thursday at Brother Martin. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we're really excited about open house. It's our most important day of the school year, really. We're looking forward to having a lot of prospective students on campus. I know I heard earlier today that we already have families pre-registered. So it's next Thursday from 5 to 8, and we're expecting a big crowd, and we're really looking forward to it.
And, guys, it's a big week for a lot of schools. Jesuit has its open house one night earlier on Wednesday. So a lot going on at a lot of schools this time of year. Back to you, Ken.
Thanks, Les. A 27-yard pass play to Patrine Hughes puts the ball onto the Jesuit side of the 50, and then they come right back with a 35-yard strike to Singleton. And how about Jeremy Singleton with a big catch?
Well, we saw this earlier in the first half, picking on number 5 out there, Michael Hull, on a vertical route, and John Paul Pierce puts it right on the money, showing the strength of his arm in this drive.
62 yards in 2 plays. Moves that ball into the red zone of the Blue Jays. John Paul Pierce hitting the target. They'll go to Bruce Jordan Swilling. Look at him break one tackle, a second, a third, and he jumps into the end zone. Touchdown, Bruce Jordan Swilling. That's number 3 tonight for the Georgia Tech commit.
He runs through arm tackles right there. Nobody in a white jersey came up and actually put pads on him. They came up and tried to grab him, and you just can't grab number 9. You got to come up and you got to be able to lay some leather. You got to put those shoulder pads through him in order to bring him down. That isn't what happens. He really shows his ability to break tackles when people just try to drag him down with their arms.
I know Georgia Tech would like him to play linebacker. They're looking at him as a linebacker, but I think he might get a chance on the offense when he becomes a Yellow Jacket if that holds. And the extra point by Sam Walters splits the uprights. It is good, 21-3. Brother Martin has opened up the lead. Another look at the unstoppable Swilling. Bruce Jordan Swilling, good look at him. And along with his brother, Trey Swilling, about to make Dad proud again, now with 20 rushing touchdowns on the season. High sky kick and fair catch again called for by Noah Bakke. So the Blue Jays have to find a way to get that Alex Watermeyer arm working, and Mark Sanji knows they might have to go vertical and long.
Well, it's too early. You can't get out of your game plan here. You need to try to stick to your game plan. You got to try to establish Connor Pruitt. I like the idea of Watermeyer trying to throw the ball vertical a little bit to loosen up the 7- and 8-man boxes that Brother Martin continuously has been giving Jesuit. And somehow you've got to sustain some drives, move some sticks, stay away from the penalties, which have been negating a lot of Connor Pruitt runs.
Now, the last 2 scores for Brother Martin have been too easy. The first one, a 4-play, 46-yard drive, 145. Swilling with the score. The drive that just ended, 5 for 75, a minute 56, 13-yard touchdown. The Wildcat, but flags are down, so Eddie Allamore and company will discuss this.
Dead ball, false start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That time they got Cullen Unsworth, offensive lineman, moving a little bit too soon. Now that's going to put him again behind the sticks and off schedule.
Off schedule is the key word, Wade Kaiser.
I used to preach that you got to stay on schedule. In order to stay on schedule, you got to be in between those white sticks and moving the chains when you get that opportunity on 2nd and 3rd downs.
Jays are going to throw, and they had a man past everybody but Musso, just a little bit overthrown.
Coming out of nowhere to make a nice play on that was Jeremy Singleton to get a hand on that ball to knock it away.
Just a tip.
Just a tip to knock that ball away, and sometimes that's all you need. The ball was out there in right position for Musso to be able to run under it. Singleton makes a great athletic play. Good look at Jeremy Singleton right there. He's an outstanding athlete going to the University of Houston. Nope, going to Georgia Tech.
Oh, Singleton.
Yeah, I mean Singleton's going to Houston.
That's
correct. That's my mistake. Singleton's going to Houston.
The value of Jeremy Singleton to this Brother Martin team we'll go over in just a moment. Play fake, little screen left side, trying to get just something going over there, and we'll bring up at least a 3rd down and short on a nice run after the catch by Ashton Lauria, but Lauria is slow to get up, so watch out. That's your leading receiver being checked out right there.
Ashton Lauria does a lot for this Jesuit team, not only as a receiver, but he's also a kick returner and a punt returner too.
5-yard gain brings up 3rd down 5, and down 21-3. This is a really big 3rd down, which might be the understatement of this broadcast, because the Jays can ill afford right now to give that football back to Brother Martin. Low snap picked up. There is a catch and a first down by Cullivan. Cullivan's come off the bench and made some big grabs for the Blue Jays. And how big is that one right now? Jesuit was 3 of 10 on 3rd downs before that, but they picked one up when they needed it.
Colin Cullivan runs a slant route right there, and Watermeyer puts it right on the number for a big pickup for the first down for Jesuit.
Watermeyer with Bakke behind him as a fullback, and Pruitt the tailback, who will follow Bakke, and the lineman left side. Pruitt's finally got room. Pruitt's got a first down, and Pruitt's pushed out of bounds on the far side. But that's the first real power blast we've seen from Connor Pruitt in this game.
Great job by the left side of that Jesuit offensive line, and an outstanding block right there by the fullback, number 13, Noah Bakke. Does a great job destroying and blowing up the linebacker, allowing Pruitt to bounce to the outside and pick up huge yards.
18-yard gain, run behind Corey Dublin, Fletcher LaVie, and Richard Bezelman at center on the left side. They can open up some holes, and they have to. Same run, same side, but this time the Crusaders fight off the blocks and make the stop for no gain. Late flag thrown. Hold everything. Late flag coming in.
It's thrown by the side judge over on the Jesuit boundary. Either the line judge or the side judge.
Dead ball, personal foul, 81 offense. 15-yard penalty, second down.
Oh, wow.
Called on the sophomore Ross Talbert, who had a big catch back in the first half.
Oh,
it's going to
wow.
negate a lot of that yardage, and it's going to put them second and a millennium to get to the first down stick. See if we can see something on our screen here. There it is right there. You can't do that. Hand to the face on number 24 right there, Brown. And it's going to get called every time right there in front of the side judge or the head linesman.
So as you said, nicely stated, a millennium to go for a first down, and he'll try a half a millennium pass to Cullivan, who got a lot of that penalty yardage back and a little bit more. So Jesuit needed a big play and got one.
Watermeyer does a nice job stepping up into the pocket right there, keeping his eyes downfield. Good vision from behind, good look, kind of throws off balance off the opposite foot, slings it out there to hit Cullivan right out there on the boundary for the first down, close to the first down.
Look, third down here and 6. I would imagine this is 4-down territory.
It's got to be at this stage of the game.
Absolutely.
Late in the third quarter.
1:45 on the clock in the third quarter with it ticking. So this is 2-down territory to get 6 yards. This time Watermeyer works under center, hand to Pruitt. Pruitt with a hole, breaks some tackles, fights hard for the first down. He was stopped right at the marker, and a great second effort. He's still going at the 25-yard line. What a run by Connor Pruitt.
That's what you're going to get from Connor Pruitt right there. Downhill, bruising, shoulder pad level nice and low. You can see his shoulder pad level right there. Takes on 1, takes on 2. Shoulder pad level low again, 3, 4. Shoulder pad level low, 5, right there. That's what you like to see out of your downhill tailback from the I position. I tell you what, he is a bruising, physical, hard-nosed running back.
Wade Kaiser, you said at halftime the team that would win this game would get their key running back going, either Bruce Jordan Swilling or Connor Pruitt. Bruce Jordan got going. Now Connor Pruitt shifting into high gear. Play action to Connor Pruitt. Throw to the right side. Overthrows Elijah Morgan. Penalty flag down.
Off of the bootleg action. Again, the ball sails high because his elbow is low. He's got to get his elbow up to deliver that ball on target. Those are things he's going to have to work on in the offseason.
Legal motion. Offense number 81. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Oh, Ross Talbot again.
That's 2 penalties on Talbot within this drive right there.
Out what was first and 10 is now first and 15, moving it back to the 30-yard line. Robinson comes off the bench as a running back. Wildcat Torrey starts to the right. He'll turn, throw back to the left. Complete, but that one was snuffed out by the defense, and another handkerchief drop on the field at Zephyr Stadium. This could be defensive holding. The way the official is looking and pointing.
Well, they were setting up the tight end screen backside. Sprint one way, sprint back the other way, and I don't think he could get out because of this. Holding penalty.
Yep, that's exactly what it's going to be.
Holding. Defense number 24. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
They got Brendan Brown holding the tight end as he was trying to release out into the route. They were setting up the tight end screen backside. See if we could see it from another look from the end zone right here. Throwback. Really couldn't see it too well, but they were throwing the ball back right there to number 88, Marshall Lee, on the tight end screen. And I think he was being held at the line of scrimmage and not allowed to get out into his route.
Watermeyer will shift away. Torrey comes up now in the Wildcat. And Torrey, looking to run first to the right, finds a seam to the left and is very close to a first down. From our vantage point, they may measure. He looks to be about a half yard, maybe less than that short.
Watermeyer shifts out to the left, and here comes Torrey trying to run the inside zone right there. Pulling all the stops out, trying to give a lot of different looks to that Brother Martin defense the Jesuit Blue Jays are in order to try to get themselves back on the board here.
Only 15 seconds to play in the quarter, so if the Blue Jays hurry, they can get this playoff. This is Jesuit's first red zone appearance tonight. Pruitt straight ahead. Pruitt for the first down as the third quarter clock comes to an end. It was all Crusaders in the third quarter, but Jesuits making a run. It was all Crusaders all Bruce Jordan Swilling with 2 touchdowns to take a 21-3 lead over the Blue Jays. 12 minutes left in the regular season here at Zephyr Field. Ken Berthelot, Wade Kaiser, Les East down on the field. Our entire WHNO TV crew who has brought you great pictures all year. The Jesuit Blue Jays trying to rally on the Brother Martin Crusaders have a first down on their first red zone appearance of the evening. Denny McGinnis back in at quarterback in place of Alex Watermeyer to start the fourth quarter. And he'll hand off to Connor Pruitt. Big hole! Pruitt threw it to the end zone. Touchdown!
Little shift right there. Kind of throws the Brother Martin Crusaders off. And I tell you what, they shift into a full house power eye backfield. In the backfield with Pruitt was Farley, 33, Doherty, 43, who threw the key block right there to spring Pruitt into the end zone.
How about that? Blue Jays with Jake Chenot to attempt the point after. Placed down well, kicked up. It's 21-10 on the first play of the fourth quarter. Here's your touchdown, Connor Pruitt.
Connor Pruitt right there, off the block, into the end zone for the touchdown.
Now the Blue Jay fans have something to cheer about, and here's the onside kick recovered by the Crusaders. They whipped one early to start this game, the Blue Jays did, and it bounced off of a Crusader player. The Blue Jays recovered but could not do anything with it. This time the hands team was sure on that football for Brother Martin. So the Crusaders have it with an 11-point lead.
Look for a huge dose of Swilling again on this series. They got him going last series. In the third quarter, it was all Bruce Jordan Swilling. Look for him to get going here again. They're going to have to put the ball in his hands to reestablish their dominance up front.
He's feeling it, and he gets the football, and a lot of room out in space. Look at Bruce Jordan Swilling to the 39-yard line. My goodness, or 41-yard line, rather.
Did a great job of blocking on the left side of that Brother Martin line, sealing everything down, allowing him to bounce outside to the Brother Martin left flank.
Wade, he makes this look so easy. He's so fluid.
He put a move right there on Evan Loria, and said bye to him as he ran right past him.
He's got that great lateral vision. It's 17 at halftime, closing in on 100. As you said, that's because it was all Jordan Swilling third quarter. John Paul Pierce on a keeper. Ankle tackle down low by Christian Marks.
Christian Marks sets the edge right there from where Pierce pulls the ball and tries to get around the left side of the Brother Martin line. Tell you what, great job by Christian Marks.
Holding. Offense number 89. 10-yard penalty. First down.
We've seen Jesuit hurt themselves with penalties, and Brother Martin now nullifies a nice run.
Well, they got Tanner Olson, the tight end, grabbing some jersey. You can see right there on the left hand of your screen. He's hooked up with the white jersey, had his hands all over him. They're going to throw that 10-yard penalty every time if your hands are outside the chest area of the defensive lineman.
Watch for Singleton. It's been all Bruce Jordan Swilling. Might they go on this first and long, first and 20 to Singleton? No, they don't. Not on that down.
That was number 98 on that play right there. Perry Gansey, a sophomore, who did a great job coming off the edge and wrangling up in the backfield. Bruce Jordan Swilling for the huge loss.
3-yard loss. Gansey, we've called his name quite a bit tonight for a youngster.
He's one of those young defensive linemen that Troy Bagley will do a great job grooming into an outstanding player for Jesuit.
Second and 22. Fake to Jordan Swilling and an overthrow intended for Patrine Hughes. And Patrine's holding his helmet like maybe he didn't run fast enough. Let's go downstairs to Les East with a family story. Les?
Yeah, guys, we've heard a lot about the Swilling family tonight, but there's another interesting family story related to this matchup. It has to do with the Faust family. You've heard that name quite a bit tonight. Brady Faust is a wide receiver for Brother Martin. He is a cousin of Michael Faust, who's also called Sport, another wide receiver for the Crusaders, and Jesuit linebacker Hunter Faust. Hunter and Michael are brothers, sons of Donnie Faust, and Brady is the son of Doug Faust, who's the baseball coach at Loyola University. Doug and Donnie are the sons of the legendary Gene Faust, longtime baseball coach at Chalmette High School. So the Faust family is known as baseball royalty in New Orleans, but there's also a football connection, much like the rest of the evening here. Back to you guys.
Made a name for himself at Chalmette. He was a basketball coach, baseball coach, and assistant football coach at Holy Cross way back in the day.
Jesuit had the block on right there and came real close to getting that punt. They blocked 2 last week against Franklinton. I tell you what, I like the scheme that they use in order to loosen people up on their punt block team. Almost got one right there.
When we come back, the Blue Jays make a run at the Crusaders. Brother Martin, 21, Jesuit 10, but the Blue Jays scored on an 8-play, 72-yard drive on their last possession, a 15-yard run by Connor Pruitt, that now they try to make something happen. We've got a jet sweep by the Blue Jays, and that is Jandon Briscoe.
Jandon Briscoe is probably the fastest guy on the field out there. He's a defensive back. They'll use him at times on offense just to hand him the ball to see if he can outrun people. But the thing about Jandon Briscoe is his state 400-meter champion this past year at track. He is an outstanding track athlete.
Got nothing, however, on first down. Second down, 10. Watermeyer with a quick toss. That's complete to Morgan. And Morgan, short of the first down, gives Jesuit some positive yardage. He's up around the 31-yard line. It's going to be very close Might depend on the spot. Went out of bounds in front of the Brother Martin bench.
Three-step drop. Watermeyer gets the ball out real fast.
I give it to him.
And allows the ball to be caught by Morgan to pick up the first down.
Good sense by Elijah Morgan of knowing where the first down marker was. With just under 8.5 to play in this game, Jesuit needs to go down and put 7 on the board. And they'll count on Connor Pruitt. Look at Pruitt go. Pruitt gets hit a number of times and just drives forward near the 40-yard line.
Pruitt running behind the back of his his right offensive guard right there, number 65. Peyton Cox coming around on the power play, trying to get Peyton out of the way and trying to make a cut. And Peyton do a good job right there, getting out in front and laying some blocks for Connor Pruitt.
Not a lot of touches, did not have good numbers in the first half, but they're starting to show now. 80 yards, the touchdown, 11 rushes, and they're running behind Corey Dublin, Fletcher LaVie, and Richard Besselman. There's the fake by Watermeyer, took too long, and finally the protection breaks down, and he is sacked by Matthew Clapp.
Matthew Clapp does a great job getting off the block. He beats Corey Dublin off of his left edge with a speed rush. There's the pump and go, trying to do a double move out there to Musso. Just didn't have enough time to get rid of the ball.
5-yard loss. Hey, Daddy Tommy Clapp, who's a volunteer coach, was telling us before the game that William Clapp, after talking with him about the big LSU-Alabama game, he's never seen a more positive feeling by a football team going into this Alabama game up the road Saturday night than what he's seeing now. He hasn't seen that in the last many years. Watermeyer being chased and's got to throw it quickly. Almost picked off down low. A diving attempt, incomplete.
Intended receiver right there was Cullivan, who was coming open on a curl route. You had Alex Watermeyer moving to his right, extending the play, looking down the field. I like the way he kept his eyes down the field. Now he's got to get his shoulder squared with the line of scrimmage so he can get his elbow up with his mechanics. That will help on that completion ratio a little bit.
Look at the size at 6'3.5", but that was third down. High snap, one-man rush, and Chenove gets the punt off.
I'll tell you what, early in the first half, Chenove almost had a punt block. He got the running into the punter penalty. I've been watching him punt all night. He's real slow getting the ball out. 2.5, 3 steps, that sort of thing, and he's got to get the ball off a little bit quicker.
Bernice knows he almost had a block, a 27-yard punt. Brother Martin has the football, and Jesuit's defense has to come through big time because we are approaching the 6.5-minute mark of this game, and it's 21-10 Martin. So John Paul Pierce, what a job he has done in leading this team at quarterback this year. Hand off to Bruce Jordan Swilling, and the Jays get him down low. That's the only way you can stop him. There's a good look at Tommy Clapp right there.
Tell you what, Tommy's back down to his playing weight, it looks like.
Oh, man.
He's looking slim. He's looking trim. Back to his playing days at LSU. And
yeah, played there 84-87 under Onsparger and Stovall. Captain at 87. Took the team to the Sugar Bowl. 10-1-1. 2 Sugar Bowls, a Liberty Bowl, and a Gator Bowl. But he says, right now, I'm just more proud of William Clapp, what he's doing at LSU. Matthew Clapp, what he's doing right here. Michael's coming up on the 9th. He's a 9th grader. And he said, he's just overwhelmed by the positive feeling of this LSU team under Coach O and what might happen on Saturday night. Pass over to the left side, and Brady Faust has it, knocked out of bounds, short of the first down. Third down, short for the Crusaders.
Here's a play-action pass right there. Run-pass option. They decide to throw the ball off the option right there because the numbers that were given them were a passing read right there. Great job coming up. Christian Marks setting the edge and taking Faust out of bounds right there. You know, we've talked a lot about run-pass options. A lot of that are a few things. Number one, what happens pre-snap with the count of your defense in the box between the tackles, whether you're going to throw or whether you're going to run, or possibly your post-snap read right after the ball has been snapped, what a free safety does or a strong safety does on whether or not you're going to throw the ball or run the ball.
3rd and 4 from the 44. Look at Jordan Swilling spinning to the line for the first down up the midfield at the 50-yard line. Got 6, needed 4.
Got his shoulder pad square. Picks up the first down, running hard, straight downhill. That is the way he does things. He's not a juke and jive type of running back. He'll get his shoulder pad square right there and get him low. Look how low he gets his shoulder pads. Picks up the first down.
And if you're watching him and you ask, why would Georgia Tech want to make him a linebacker when he's such a good running back with 4.3, 4.4 speed?
Because he's a good linebacker.
Yes.
That's why.
You took the words out of my mouth.
He's an outstanding athlete. He can play defense. He can play offense. Here's the deal. He's a football player. That's it. That's the bottom line.
He's a football player. He can deliver punishment. We saw him play both ways last year, the year before, as a sophomore. We saw him deliver some jarring hits on ball carriers. Bruce Jordan Swilling just has that ability. Pat Swilling saw him as an 11-year-old AAU player, came in with boots. There's Trey, his brother. Both going to Georgia Tech, both told Dad the reason we chose Georgia Tech to continue the legacy. Dad said, start a legacy anywhere you want. They said, we will, but we want to continue yours at Georgia Tech. LSU liked them. Southern Cal liked them. So did half the people in the nation. Those were the other two big schools as they were looking at people. First down for the Crusaders.
Right. Great slide into second base right there. I was going to call him safe from up here with all the baseball I've been watching this week with the Cubs and the Cleveland Indians. Look at this slide. He's there. He's safe. Nice job. That's the thing he gives to this offense. He can run the ball on the read options, the run-pass options. He gives them another dynamic athlete in the backfield to be able to do these things. And then he could slide into second base and break up a double play.
Well, Jesuit may have to start using timeouts because one thing this drive is doing that John Paul Pierce and Bruce Jordan Swilling have been able to accomplish, clock-eating drive. Brother Martin will take the timeout first to talk about it, so we'll take one with him. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the game. Brother Martin, 21-10. Catch the Prep Recruiting Insider Wednesdays on WHNO, our series focusing on the world of high school recruiting. Rick Daly and Renee Nadeau take an in-depth look at the best prospects in our area, past and present. It's PRI each Wednesday at 6 here on WHNO TV 20. This week, it's De La Salle. And the legend is going to be Jim Lavin, who is the grandfather of that young man right there, Corey Dublin, who you found as a freshman and started him as a freshman at Jesuit. He's a 4-year starter. And the nice thing about Corey Dublin, as you look at a great story for the Jesuit Blue Jays, is he's, as we said, the grandson of Jim Lavin. And Lavin was legendary. Not only did he play at De La Salle, he went to LSU in 56-57, played with Billy Cannon and Jimmy Taylor, was one of the great DNA by this young man, one of the original Chinese Bandits, went on to play in the AFL with the Dallas Texans. Corey's uncle, Jimmy, his dad's brother, played at Georgia Tech and was on the 91 Georgia Tech UPI National Championship team. So great DNA, football DNA by this young man. But you know what Lavin's biggest claim to fame was? He coached PRI's Renee Nadeau and Dennis Bergeron Automotive to success at John Kennedy, at Kennedy High School.
I'd like to see some film of Nadeau. Is that still around?
You know, I keep asking Nadeau and Bergeron for the film, and they say they're looking for it. Maybe it disappeared, maybe it disintegrated. I don't know where the film's at, but I hear about some great plays.
Well, let me tell you about Corey Dublin. I had the honor to coach that young man as a freshman. When we sat around and we decided who we were going to start at that tackle, and the coaching staff all agreed that we were going to start a freshman. I agreed because he was the best at that time to be able to start in that position. We were not afraid to start Corey Dublin as a freshman, and he has had an outstanding career in 4 years as an offensive lineman here at Jesuit.
And played a role on the state championship team, didn't he?
Yes, he did. A huge role in that state championship. And, you know, the coaching staff at Jesuit does a tremendous job. You know, Graham Jarrett, offensive line coach, now coaches the running backs. Tim Falter, now the offensive line coach. These guys do a great job with their offensive linemen.
And Bruce Jordan Swilling, that young man right there, trying to maybe take a state championship home for Brother Martin for only the second time. Hey, if you're interested in purchasing a DVD copy of today's game, send an email to prep@sportsnola.com or call our offices at 504-681-0120 during normal business hours. You'll receive a reply with more information on purchasing DVDs. Yeah, you know, Dennis Bergeron and Renee Nadeau often say Jim Lavin meant so much to them in their life. Renee went on to play at LSU on special teams. Dennis Bergeron went on to take his dad's automobile business and take it to new heights, new levels. And, you know, you're a coach. The difference you make in the lives of young men as they grow up and become successful in the business world, unspeakable. We can't thank you enough for what you do. We can't thank people like the lady on the side of you, Leah Kaiser, for the sacrifices coaches' wives make in allowing you to do what you all are able to do, affecting the lives of young men.
Well, we had a good look right there at Mark Bonice. His staff does an excellent job. His coordinator, Mike LeBlanc, the offensive coordinator, and his defensive coordinator, Lance Ledet, who these guys put together great game plans, and they put together a great one tonight for the Crusaders.
That was 4th down and short, and Brother Martin was just actually, I'm sorry, it was 4th down and 4th down and about 8.
Brother Martin's got
4th down's coming up.
Right, Brother Martin looks like they have their tight end down. That's Joseph Peretti is down. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him.
Again, one of the things you don't want to happen in Game 10 of the season, when you're in the playoffs but you don't have a bye, you don't want to lose anybody to injury.
Well, no, you don't, because obviously you're going into the playoffs. You want to go in at full speed from that standpoint.
Let's take a look at some of the top seeds in some of the other select divisions entering Week 10 now. Wade, who's got a chance to win a state championship as you look at this list?
The first name that jumps out to me is in that Division III, Riverside. And, I mean, look at the two right there at the top, Riverside and Notre Dame. Well, two powerhouses in Division III right there. I'd like over there on Division II, if, you know, how De La Salle is going to be rolling into playoffs. Tonight, big ball game for the district championship with Lutcher, and down in Division IV. I've heard great things about Ascension Episcopal, but I tell you what, don't count Southern Lab out of that bracket, because they always come up with a great team playing well at playoff time.
Joseph Parenti limping off, but seems to be okay. And that's good news. You can see him coming over to the sideline. Yeah, Riverside and Notre Dame, you might as well scratch out Riverside and just put Southern Cal in Notre Dame. Put Ohio State in Notre Dame. Put Alabama in Notre Dame. That's what it's like when Riverside and Notre Dame meet.
Well, we got to see them earlier in the season when they were playing John Ehret in a great football game that night. And Riverside is truly loaded. And once they get into that select side bracket down at their level, You know, they've got some good football teams there. Don't be surprised, depending on the side of the bracket that each of them end up on, if it's not Notre Dame and Riverside in the state finals.
2:54 to play, 4th and 9. John Paul Pierce flushed from the pocket, but he finds a receiver. Brady Faust for the first down at the 20. Oh, that is a dagger in the heart of the Blue Jay fans and the Blue Jay team. A 17-yard gain for a first down.
John Paul Pierce gets on the run to his right. Tell you what, great throw in motion right there. Hits Brady Faust right there wide open in the middle of that zone for a huge pickup, first down. Clock's running 2:39, 2:38.
Now, Jesuit doesn't have any timeouts remaining. They've used them all. So they're going to have to play strip the football. Bruce Jordan Swilling up the middle. Look at him go. So hard to bring down. Pushing forward. Close to another first down. I think he's got it at the 11-yard line.
I think it's going to be just a tad short. They're going to bring it up second and a little less than 1 right there.
Centimeters. Bruce Jordan Swilling. We started the story how Pat Swilling and his wife found him in an AAU basketball league. Young man needed a home. 11 years old with boots. Could jump up and touch the rim. Just fell in love with him and adopted him as part of the family. And he has been part of that family ever since. He and Trey Swilling so close. And look at this. John Paul Pierce with the finishing touch. Exclamation point around the right side. Touchdown. John Paul Pierce from 11 yards out.
Well, he pulls the ball on the read option right there, and nobody left right there. Nobody playing quarterback on the option play right there. And he, like you said, puts an exclamation mark on this football game.
Mark Bonis loses Bruce Jordan Swilling and Trey Swilling, but they get John Paul Pierce back for another year. He is only a junior.
Well, Mark Bonis and his staff do a great job taking their young kids and building them into a program, and that's what he's done there. He's done a great job in his 8th year. And here's another look at our touchdown. We will see John Paul Pierce right here on the read option. 54 sucks down inside. That was Crozier. Pierce rips the ball out, gets into the end zone, puts the exclamation mark on this football game with 1:35 left to go on the clock.
And no timeouts for the Jesuit Blue Jays. So expect a squib kick or a high sky kick short. We showed you the select PowerPoint leaders. Let's take a look at some of the PowerPoint leaders on the non-select side. Who's your favorites here?
Well, I tell you what, you look at that 5A category, those first 4 teams are extremely talented. Destrehan off tonight, had a bye, will be fresh going into the first round next week. Neville is always there, but I tell you what, I think one of the best football teams in the lower half of the state of Louisiana is the number 2 4A team in the state. We saw them earlier in the year. That's the Carr Cougars, who put an exclamation mark on their season last night, winning their district championship. And I tell you what, I like Haynesville down in 1A, playing somebody like Kentwood if they on the opposite sides of the bracket.
I agree with you on Carr. Ponchatoula beat West Monroe in the semis. There's that high sky kick, and it'll go out of bounds. Second round, pardon me, that they beat them. If they meet again, you know that's going to be a fun game to watch for Coach Hank Tierney and company.
Kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
You know,
Ball placed at 35-yard line. First down, Jesuit.
When you get into the playoffs, it's not just about are you well and how are you playing. It also depends on the draw. Sometimes you draw a team that you just don't match up well. Sometimes you draw a team that you match up extremely well with. Having been there a number of times, I've had it both ways. Really great football team, picked to win in the first round, and you just come across that team that's just extremely tough to match up with, and you get beat. And then again, it works the other way around too, where you come up against that team that, you know, we match up so well with. We're the underdog. We play well that night. We beat them, move on into the next round. So that's how the playoffs work, and that's the beauty of a bracket system. That's the beauty of a playoff system. that's a beauty of high school football.
Let's talk about these two teams. Brother Martin will enter the playoffs now on a 5-game winning streak. So they win the first 2. They lose 3 in a row because Singleton's hurt. The passing game is not really working well. Singleton comes back. He's healthy. Now they have won the Crusaders 5 in a row. And even the Jesuit Blue Jays, they see a 2-game win streak come to an end here. There's one that's dropped by Musso. But again, they've won 3 of their last 5. They had won 2 in a row. So now they've won still, again, 3 of the last 6. This team has the ability to be a big strike team, but they've got to find a way to open up things for Connor Pruitt. And who's your quarterback? Is it McGinnis or is it Watermeyer now? Because now you have a true quarterback battle coming up for the decision to make for the Blue Jays.
Well, a lot of that comes down to philosophy too. Are you willing to stick with the 2 quarterback system, or do you feel what is best for your team to just play that one quarterback that gives you the best chance to win? It gets down to philosophy. Brother Martin, the bottom line is John Paul Pierce. He is playing well now, 5-game win streak. He has been, I think, in my opinion, for that Brother Martin offense, the X factor.
Oh, by the way, Hankey on the field. That's why we're waiting for this one. This one's coming back. Completed pass, coming back. Yellow Hankey on the field.
And then the next thing about Brother Martin is their defense is playing extremely well tonight. They've done a great job tonight holding Jesuit to 10 points and, for the most part, shutting down Connor Pruitt.
Well, I tell you what, we want to take a moment as we get down to the final 118 here to thank you, Wade. What a great job you and wife Leah, who's been our booth producer, volunteers to do that for us each week. Leslie's down on the field. Tommy Cooper, our statistician. Our entire crew, and of course Claude Mayer, who has been our spotter for selected games this year. But the crew, what a great job they have done on the cameras. We have often said the officials should be able to look at our monitors to review plays, which is not possible in high school football because it's not in the rules. That's how good our video has been. And not only our guys on the cameras, but how about our guys in the truck? Lenny Van Gilder, our producer, and Andrew Alvarez, our director. Adam Bryant on audio, Upton Vines, and Adam Bandera on tape and replays. Bob Lawrence, video. You know, Bob Lawrence been around for a long time. He put the first television station on the air, and they covered the opening of the Red Sea. When Moses did that, Bob was there to make sure there was a signal. 2 Dixie cups and a long string, but it worked. And there's your toss by Watermeyer. Complete. Positive yardage. We're down to less than 1 minute to play now for the Jesuit Blue Jays in this game. And again, not a bad performance. We saw some explosiveness by the Blue Jays, but once again, just not enough. And Bruce Jordan Swilling is just a machine to be reckoned with.
A lot of credit of that goes to Lance Leday, the defensive coordinator at Brother Martin, who really put together a nice game plan tonight in his odd front where he's brought extra players down into the box to stop Connor Pruitt. He definitely met one of those game keys that we talked about. They needed to contain Pruitt, and Lance Leday, that whole defensive staff of Brother Martin, had an outstanding game plan, as they have in the past 4 weeks, to give them this 5th win, help give them this 5th win in a row.
Bryce Musso on the catch down to the left side. So if you looked at the Blue Jays, and I think the Crusaders just continue to roll, now winning their 5th in a row. But if you look at the Blue Jays, and anything had to change for next week, what would it be?
Well, they're going to have to make a decision this week what they're going to do with quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, do they stay with the 2 quarterback system, or do they decide that they're going to just still play one, which would give them the best fit? That's something that the staff will have to sit down. They'll start with that tomorrow morning as they bring the team in, review the tape, and get ready for a playoff game, which, in my opinion, I think it might be St. Aug could be the team that they're going to face in the first round of the playoffs. Obviously a Catholic League rematch.
John Paul Pierce tonight, 15 of 20, 178 yards, 4 rushes, 24 yards, and a TD. What a night for John Paul Pierce.
Things getting a little chippy down there. at the end of the game. Flag was just thrown. It's going to be some sort of unsportsmanlike penalty. Referees quickly getting it under control. Just no room for that at the end of a football game. That's been well played by both sides. Brother Martin coming out on top tonight.
You know, one senior that's going to graduate from Jesuit, you can't see him now, he's not on the field. And the officials have to step in because it is getting chippy. Eddie Allamore looking hard.
Defense number 33, and that's Rothers. 15-yard penalty, first down.
And about the only senior on the Jesuit team that we didn't get a chance to talk about was the center, Richard Besselman, who's played so well tonight. His grandfather, Jim Besselman, played at Holy Cross on the state championship team there, went to Tulane. His dad, Rick Besselman, played at Rummel. And here's Richard at Jesuit. Smallest offensive lineman, 5'9", but he plays much bigger than his size. A young man's going to be missed after graduation this year. So now that Eddie Allamore and his crew have settled everybody down, victory formation from Mark Bonice and his Brother Martin Crusaders to run the final 35 seconds off this clock. The play clock starts over at 25, so they will not have to snap it again. Mark Bonice fired up as his team has won 5 in a row and goes into the playoffs on a big, gigantic momentum swing.
Well, it's a huge win for Brother Martin tonight. It's another Catholic League brawl. Both teams played extremely hard. Brother Martin defensively just stepped up their game tonight and held Connor Pruitt in check.
Back with our post-game show right after this. Final score, Brother Martin 28, Jesuit 10.